Hi guys. Today, if you listened to the Radio Pop show, we were discussing the Beyond 2020 conference that's taking place. It's taking place virtually, but it's a UN conference, and one of the main things that they are discussing is family planning. So what I found to be very interesting when I went on their website and when I checked out the program is that this family planning is a huge part of this. But most interestingly, when I went onto the page where there's family planning, there was a big picture of a black woman, an African woman and child there. And this made me realize that this family planning that's being discussed is not global family planning, it's not world family planning or European family planning or American family planning. It's family planning specifically for Africa. And it made me to realize that, guys, we cannot as Africans keep postponing this critical issue of family planning. I find that as Africans, we really tiptoe around the issue of family planning. Parents tiptoe around it because they feel that their children are going to feel that they are prematurely sexualizing them. It's disrespectful, it's against our culture. I find that between partners, African men, they usually resist having conversations about this because they find it sexy to give women more and more children. I've heard so many men, when they preposition a woman saying, I'm gonna give you lots of children, I wanna give you a boy, and I don't know if it's part of our culture, but of spreading our seed. But at the end of the day, it's women. The way this conference has been positioned, this family planning thing has been positioned. It's positioned as a women's rights issue, and I think if African men realize that women are becoming more and more conscientized about their bodies, it's going to overtake the cultural discourse. And I don't want us to lose the cultural discourse because, guys, at the end of the day, I find that as women, we always go from one extreme to the other. We go from cultural extreme submission to extreme independence or extreme rebellion or extreme survivalist mode. And I always believe that anything that is extreme is not of God, and it's not the right way to handle anything. We need to find a middle ground, but we cannot find that middle ground as African women alone. We need African men to join us in this conversation, because when the West comes, it's saying to the women, they're preaching the gospel that it's your body, it's your decision. Do you want another child? And usually when they go into villages to talk to women around about these issues, they will, sorry guys, I have to just stop my broadcast on Radio Bob because my show just ended. So usually they find that they will go into a village or a house or a town, and because they do a door-to-door kind of like campaign. One of their strategies is door-to-door campaigning, and every time they will go into the house, they will find there's one woman sitting there with lots and lots of children running around. The man is nowhere to be found. They'll ask him, where's your husband? He's gone. Where's when is he coming back? No, he left me with these children. Do you want another children? And sometimes the woman would even be pregnant. Do you want another child? And she'd say, well, I don't, because we can't afford it, but he wants another child. So, and then what they say is, but it's your body, you see. So we are getting into that point where more and more women are saying it's my body, but our culture, it says, you know what, as a family you decide. And African men say, maybe even our culture says, you don't count children, you don't decide, I want 2 children. It's God who decides how many children he's going to give you. But we have to look into this, guys, because if we don't, somebody else will do it for us, okay? And that's what is happening. So there's a saying that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So if we as Africans are going to be refusing to discuss this issue, because remember, guys, sexuality is it's a all-encompassing issue. It touches on politics, it touches on spirituality, it touches on culture, it touches on economics. And you can't address politics and economics and all these other issues without discussing sexuality. And that is why in the West, they've made it a central part of their economic fiscal planning and political planning. That is why in Europe, most European countries, they'll say, only so many children per family. In China, so many children per family. That is why they're actually in Europe, they're going through depopulation, because they've made a decision, because they realize that family planning impacts the entire society. So if we don't do it, they have a target that they've set for themselves and said by 2030, the target is that every African home must have a maximum of 2 children.